High school hoops takes its act to states, but first regional champions must be crowned. Welcome to Sportswire. I'm Will Catterley. We start with guys basketball, where it's been quite the run for Highland Springs. The Springers finished the regular season with 10 wins and 10 losses. Hardly a resume worth bragging about, let alone one that would allow the black and gold to spot in the playoffs. In fact, they lost their last 5 games and needed Matoaka to lose their last 2 just to get in as the final number 8 seed. Then things changed. The Springers upset top seed LC Bird to make the semifinals, meaning a win over Meadowbrook would put Highland Springs in the state tournament and give them a chance to win regionals altogether. Did I mention that it was on Meadowbrook's home floor? It's like a true home game for the Meadowbrook Monarchs, who would take advantage down 19-10. Second quarter, not anymore. The putback up and in, yes. Highland Springs coming back with a steal, and the score counted as number 1 puts it in. Lockie Owens for 2, but Meadowbrook was a monster down low. Up and in counted, and the foul. Javion Patterson doing the honors. Monarchs trying to come back after a big first quarter deficit. But this degree of difficulty, unbelievably sweet. Nice little kiss off the glass from Jordan Crump, high off the glass. Springers continuing to work it inside, and that is fine and dandy from Lockie Owens. And Highland Springs would have a 35-23 lead on the road, technically. Up 12. Big man move on the break. Damon Wirtz, and that works. Springers build on their lead. More Highland Springs. Jordan Crump from outside. No, but the putback. Ooh, Damon Wirtz putting in the work in this regional semifinal. Meadowbrook, though, would come back. Excellent extra pass, and that's also a finish. Woo-hoo-hoo, they came to play. Tyrone Coley with that one. Scramble drill. Who wants it more? Meadowbrook gets the 50-50 ball that pays dividends. Isaiah Richardson scores 2. More Richardson. Looking for a dime. That'd be an assist in basketball language. He gets it. Tyrone Coley puts it up and in. Later, Springers trying to hold off Meadowbrook. Boy, was Crump huge, especially from beyond the arc. That's good for 3. Junior guard paying dividends, 53-40, 13-point lead. We go to the 4th. Well, the dunk, not done. The harder plays made, though. Lamondi Gregg for 2. Meadowbrook on a big comeback. They would start a huge run. Javion Patterson for 2. That cuts the score to 9. Later, down 57-49. Meadowbrook all the way to the rack. Lamondi Gregg again. And then we've seen number 1, his great guard at distributing the rock. Does it again, and then with force, Tyrone Coley puts it up and in. Highland Springs in desperate need of a bucket. Who else but Jordan Crump? He connects for 2. He had a big game, double-digit points for him. Meadowbrook wasn't done, though. Down 3, 1:30 to go. All the way to the rack again, Javion Patterson. One of the leading scorers for Meadowbrook, but down the stretch. Up 2, 17 seconds to go. Quite his 30 points of his life for Nathaniel Pollard. He hits 2 big free throws down the stretch, and the Springers will move on to the regional finals and clinch states 68-65. Meanwhile, number 2 seed Varina was looking to punch their ticket to states and have a chance to win their first ever regional tournament in school history. To do it, they had to take on a formidable Freeman team whose tremendous season continued after a first-round win over Henrico. Christopher Gilliam and Freeman, only 3 losses in the regular season, 19-3 coming in, taking on the number 2 seed Varina Blue Devils. And Varina, so many players on this team can score, including this guy right here, number 1, getting it done. Kennard Richardson for 2. Freeman doing their dirty work on the offensive glass. Put back, no. Extra effort, yes. Caleb Kenny counted for 2. Rebels would not go away in this one, although Varina looked like the better team throughout. Tied at 2 in the first, not anymore. 3 ball, yeah. Anthony Williams connects. Varina's got the lead. But we know Freeman can shoot the rock from beyond the arc. This is one of the guys who can do it. Gray Pappas connects for 3. Freeman right in the ballgame. Still in the first. Nobody runs a break, and guys hoops maybe better than Slamma-jamma! The Varina Blue Devils, number 25, Jordan Donkey Hernandez, 17-10. Blue Devils up by 7 to go the second stanza. Varina. One of the things that makes them so good is they can score in so many ways. The jump shot, the dunk, the offensive rebound. There's one. That's up and in. Tyrese Jenkins gets it to go and the foul. You'll hear more from Jenkins later on in the program. And then, again, more on the offensive glass from Varina. Doing the dirty work down low, number 23, Simon Pinchback, doing the honors. And Pinchback, one of the heroes from years ago, now he's just an extra guy. That's how good Varina is. You've got so many players. They are so deep. Freeman not going away. They're deep, too. And they can hit from deep, as we stated earlier. From the corner pocket, 3-ball counted. Gilliam hits it, 28-19. So, Freeman not in bad shape. Under 10-point deficit to start the second half, but Varina would go on a little bit of a mini run in the third quarter. Anthony Williams for 2. And this is how you beat Freeman's defense, because it's very good when it gets set. You go in transition. Number 10, Charles Tart knows that. He bangs along too. Freeman going to answer on the offensive end. Gilliam had a good game in this one. Would it be enough for the Rebels, though? Timeout on the court. More from Varina, though. On the break, Dunkaroo for Tyrese Jenkins. Blue Devils back in control. Freeman, too good to go away, however. That one is good. Gilliam again, leading all scores with the 3 there. 10-point game, so not much separation from halftime through the third quarter. We go to the fourth and final stanza. Blue Devils say, how do we put away these pesky Rebels? Keep doing this, it'll work wonders. That time, and he comes off the bench. It's Jordan Donkey Hernandez with the layup. Freeman with the steal. There's a jam. Slamma-jamma for Joshua Hall, but it was too much. Varina couldn't get the dunk follow, no problem. How about that? And the foul. Number 5, Tyrese Jenkins doing it again. And it's slamma-jamma, Donkey Hernandez. Jordan and company move on. And they will go to the regional championship game. They clinch their way to states 56-43 the final. Well, we have much more from the hardwood when we come back. The Lady Springers look to continue their local dominance with a win over rival Varina, while Godwin tried to ground a very talented LC Bird Skyhawks team to see their postseason dreams continue. That's next.
Don't always have time to watch Sportswire on your TV? No problem. Episodes are available anytime on the web at watchsportswire.com, and it works just as well on your phone. Watch Sportswire anytime, anywhere at watchsportswire.com.
Now for another 2-minute history report.
We all know about the blockbuster, World War II, the famous attacks, the military heroes. But what do you know about the prequel, the First World War? At the time, they didn't call it World War I. No one ever imagined there'd be another. It was known as the Great War, or the War to End All Wars. In the early 20th century, Europe had a bit of a different look. There were the Fab Four empires, ruled by monarchs who maintained a delicate balance of power. Then, in the summer of 1914, a group of assassins attempted to blow up Austrian Archduke Franz Ferdinand while he was touring Bosnia. The attempt failed, but later in the day, an assassin's bullet prevailed. In retaliation, the Austro-Hungarian Empire declared war on Serbia. Russia immediately came to Serbia's support, which motivated Germany to declare war on Russia. Before long, France, Belgium, Luxembourg, and Great Britain were involved.
Jolly good.
Everyone polarized into two groups, the Allied powers and the Central powers. New technologies dominated this world conflict. Tanks, machine guns, and airplanes changed the way armies battled. Trenches and tunnels became the new strategy, although that led to soggy problems. The British and German navies dominated the seas. Then in May of 1915, Germany sank the Lusitania, killing 128 Americans. President Woodrow Wilson demanded Germany change their tactics.
I demand it.
Germany appeared to comply, but later offered to finance Mexico in a war against the U.S., so the United States joined the war.
Oops.
A year later, on August 8th, the Allied forces began the 100 Days Offensive. This series of assaults forced the German forces back and eventually led to the war's conclusion. On the 11th hour, on the 11th day of the 11th month, a ceasefire went into effect. Then came the Treaty of Versailles and the formation of the League of Nations. This war changed the landscape of Europe. Monarchs were out, the four great empires were gone, and new countries emerged. So here it is in a nutshell. Europe used to be led by the Big Four, until a bullet made France no more. Conflicts arose, triggering numerous hawks. Success meant machine guns, tanks, and dry socks. The ceasefire became a celebrated day, although the next war was just a few years away.
That was World War I in 2 minutes.
Welcome back to Sportswire. Let's go up tempo. While basketball was busy completing regional play, the state track championship meet was well underway, and we had several local winners. We start with Godwin's Britton Wilson. Last year, she finished second in both the 300 and 500 meters in indoor track, but this year, she took home the title in both. She blistered the competition, but her time of 1 minute and 12.52 seconds in the 500 is a state meet record, and she's only a junior. Two deep run stars won state titles in distance events. Lily Snow, for the first time in her career, took the 1,000 meters, while on the guys' side, Matthias Cannon won the 1,000 meter championship and was second in the 3,200. The Lady Springers came up huge in the 4x400 relay, winning the event as Cameron Ross, Gartasia Crawley, Alicia Thorpe, and Kayla Spencer all pushed Highland Springs to a first-place finish. While state basketball is waiting in the wings, first-team all-region teams were announced. In guys' hoops, Henrico's Taman Jones earned Player of the Year honors, while Freeman's Larry Parpet was named Coach of the Year. Varina's Tyrese Jenkins and Anthony Williams and Highland Springs' Nathaniel Pollard made the first team as well. In ladies' hoops, 5 county players grabbed first-team honors. Highland Springs' Jada Walker, Tucker's Brianna Payne, Varina's Whitney Hobson, Deep Run's Anna Smith, and Mackenzie Ross of Glen Allen all made the cut. Well, two rivals looking to make the cut. Highland Springs Ladies Springers, they've been there before. Varina looking to do it as well. And if you haven't seen these two teams guard play, you are in for a treat. From Varina's side, take things over in the first quarter. Whitney Hobson is terrific. Varina trailing, she scores 2 and the foul. She's also great at dishing out dimes. That's assists. Gets it to go to Tori Dickerson. She's a low to handle down low for Varina. They can score the basketball and she can defend. Hobson on the run. Gets it to go 4-2. Yeah, Varina looking good as this game was pretty close. But Highland Springs, they're great at this. And here's their star guard, Jada Walker, connecting for 2 in transition, in defense. Watch a no look. And then extra passes. Not settling for anything, just going for the best shot. Deanna Rogers, she finds 2 and gets in the scoring books. Back to Hobson. No. And on a miss, here come the Springers. Walker, Texas Ranger, does the rest. She scores 2. Highland Springs goes on a mini run. The last couple times these two teams have met, Highland Springs has won, but it's been the Highland Springs runs that have really separated these two teams, both extremely talented. We all know about the Springers, Varina as well. And even on a make, look at the Springers in action on offense. That's good for 3. Jalen gathers 3 more, 19-10. The score, Highland Springs up 9. Varina trying to change things. Second quarter, not happening. On the run, Jada Walker once again for 2. Hopkins looking for help. She's got help. On the outside, Dynamite. Absolutely, Sanaya Parker can hit that shot from beyond the arc. You'll hear more from her. Highland Springs says, I'll see your 3 and raise you 1 more, however. Number 2, Sydney Boone connects from outside. And then Jada Walker. Beautiful touch shot in the lane, over the trees. She has got some serious game. Springers. Extra pass again. This time, how about the defense? Doesn't work inside that time. And then Hopkins gonna make it work on the other end 4-2. Hopkins led the way in scoring for Varina. Highland Springs had an answer for everything the Blue Devils did offensively. The floater, Jada Walker's got it all. She's got that one to go for 2, and we went into the break. The Springers only up 7, 31-24. So Varina not in a bad spot. Not for long, however. More Springer D leading to O. Paris McBride connecting for 2. Springers on the run again. And inside, it's going to be key to see how far this team can go. Leanna Rogers can really be a factor for Highland Springs. If she is, look out. Varina not going away, though. Still trying to keep this under 10 points, up and in for 2. Springer's defense wants to write a different narrative, however, and they do. Sydney Boone on the other end scores, and it could be any Springer. Whoa, what a great no-look pass, but an even better dunk by the one senior on this team, AZ Baycott. It leads to an easy bucket on the other end as Leanna Rogers gets 2 more, and their lead balloons to 14, 47-33. Hobson says, come here, set a screen for me so I can make this 3. Got it. Hobson, absolutely stellar in this one, but Highland Springs a better team, 57-42. Meanwhile, Godwin Eagles and head coach Jim Bettis, Eric Hilton, getting into it, trying to find a way to ground the Skyhawks. That's one way to do it on defense. Stephanie Bunce for 2, but the Skyhawks, they were really, really good, and they showed it in this one. First, the speed. Inside, Jaden Watkins for 2. Godwin breaking the defense down, and this isn't a thing of beauty, but Bunce is going to eventually finish it off. She scores 2. Godwin did not play bad in the first quarter. They kept Elsie Bird's offense mostly at bay until they started hitting the 3-ball, which they're really, really good at. Cameron Brown from downtown, 11-5 to end the first. Before that was just 8-5, and then the threes just went crazy. It was a bonanza from beyond the arc. Maya Coleman for 3, and then number 14, Jayla Henderson for 3. And you want more from downtown? If you like the long ball, you're going to love this, especially if you're a Bird fan. Maya again, Coleman on fire. Then defensively, the Skyhawks got it going as well. They just went on a run to end all runs. Maya Coleman again connecting, this time down low for 2. Defense swarming. Skyhawks pouncing. Eagles somehow get away from that one, but you can see just how tough it was to score. Anna Hensley, Sylvia for 2. But Coleman and the Skyhawks were way too much trouble, especially from outside. That 3-ball by downtown. Cameron Brown once again, she had a great night. Coleman had a terrific night. If you were in the light blue and white, you were having a terrific night. And Coleman leading the team in scoring. Now all of a sudden, 34-13, second half. Skyhawks, no stopping them. Godwin, great season, comes to an end, 63-41.
Coming up, familiar foes battle it out for the regional title as Varina meets up with Highland Springs and the Lady Springers take on Elsie Bird. Highlights are straight ahead.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you?
You know you do.
Yeah,
But I don't know where to start.
that's why we're here. We're free, handsome,
I think we're breathtaking.
and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. I got this. Is that Bran? Colleges love extracurricular activities.
Chess really isn't my thing.
I got this. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Picking a college, man. You and us go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos.
Fire and ice.
Those don't really go together.
Go to GetSchooled.com for more info.
Welcome back to Sportswire Championship Regional Title. Varina Island Springs, Nathaniel Powell Island Springs taking on Tyrese Jenkins and Varina. History will be made one way or another. Highland Springs, the 8th seed. Will they win the first time as an 8th seed, the last seed, the regional title? Or will Varina win their first regional championship in school history? Well, number 12, Anthony Williams. And Varina were on the right side of history early on in the first. Still in the first. One corner good, other corner got it. It's a wet jumper, nothing but nylon. Charles Tart with the sweet J there. And then Tart going to pass it off to this man who had himself a heck of a ball game. You'll hear his name throughout. Tyrese Jenkins. The Highland Springs wasn't going away. Springers, top of the key. Got it. Tyler Oliver. They would double team Nathaniel Pollard, but at the buzzer at the end of the first quarter, oh my, Jordan Crump. Huge three-pointer. Guess what? The 8-seed Springers have a 3-point lead after 1 quarter play, second quarter. Varina says we can fix that. Slamma-jamma. Knocking it down, Tyrese Jenkins. And this guy is terrific at the guard position. Number 4, Jason Nelson passing off. Jenkins again, this time from long range, and then Nelson to guess who? Jenkins. They got each other cerebrally there. They know where each other are on the court, making it work. Springer's not going away. Number 23 doing the damage. Damon Wirtz. It works. 21-19, 2-point game. What else do you expect in the championship? This is a close one, third quarter though. Dipsy-do. How are you? Counted for 2 and 1 old-fashioned 3-point play. Anthony Williams. Varina, much like they did in the quarterfinal round, or in the semifinal round, I should say, go on a run in the third quarter. We talked about Jason Nelson. You saw him score there, and then once again finding Tyrese Jenkins on the other end. Their chemistry is big. And then watch the defense. I said they double-team Nathaniel Pollard, and it turns into offense because they get the steal and score and count it. And 1 for Kennard Richardson. 16 points for Richardson on the night. Springers, though, on the break. Not done just yet. They've faced more adversity than this in the last 8 to 10 minutes of a ball game. You know they're going to come back strong, right? Right. Nathaniel Pollard says, I'm not done. He scores 2. 39-28, 11-point lead. We go to the 4th. Springer's going to cut it to single digits, right? Not if Jason Nelson has anything to say about it. Nelson got it for 2 and the foul. And Varina can flex their muscles because they're state champs. The Blue Devils hoist the hardware and win it 59-42.
I think we hung mentally tough. We faced some adversity. Kids stayed tough, and we got stops and timely buckets when we needed it.
I mean, I just knew I had to come in and play hard. You know, Highland Springs is a good team. They were going to come out with some fire being the AFC, so I knew I had to step my game up. This is our first regional championship in Varina history, so everybody had to come out with some fire. We just knew we had to go get it for our school.
Speaking of going and getting it, Highland Springs LC Bird championship match on the ladies' side. Springers came to play. Bird did too, however. It's a great matchup, especially in the first quarter. Tie ball game, not anymore. The 3-ball counted for number 11, Cameron Brown. 25-22, score at the break, second half. Jada Walker doing what Jada Walker does. Oh my, what body control. Walker and Highland Springs. Even Steven with Bird. Bird connected from 3 because, well, that's Maya Coleman doing what Maya Coleman does. Really great heavyweight battle here. These two teams really could be a load for anyone they match up with the States. Of course, Princess Anne on that side of the bracket as well, and we know how good they've been. If you haven't, check out some of their scores. They've been winning like 100-28 against some teams. Back to this one, however. Unbelievable defense leading to offense. What else do we expect from the Springers, though? Jada Walker connects. Highland Springs played a 1-3-1 defense in this one. As that goes in from long range. They only shot 20% in the first half, by the way. India Daly for 3, and then Paris McBride. She connects. They well made up for that percentage in the second half. They played a 1-3-1 defense, and it worked to perfection. AZ Baycott was playing up at the top, stopping some of those 3-point shooters for Bird that they depend on. And then Highland Springs just did what makes them successful. McBride in transition, and then Baycott. Didn't have huge stats offensively, but boy, she could score when she needed to. That's good for 2, and that looked really good. 44-28 after 3. Springers can smell yet another regional champ. But there's only one senior on this team, so, you know, for some of these players, it's their first. If they can get it done. Number 24, Jalen Gathers scores. McBride. No. Rebound. Yes. Yana Rogers for 2. And then some buckets. Bird trying to come back. Got the money ball to go. Not even hitting the iron. Not even drawing iron on that. As Cameron Brown finds it was too much Highland Springs. Even the loose balls. AZ Baycott picks that one back up. Finds the back of the hoop. Springers in command. This is a rematch, by the way. They beat LC Bird early in the year as well. Jada Walker coast to coast. It's the Lady Springers highlight reel. And what they did to Bird in the second half was the big difference in this one. As they go to the rack once again, count it and one for Gathers. She gathered herself quite a bit of points. There's the trophy. Who's the winner? Who do you think? After looking at the highlights, Springers take down LC Bird 56-41.
I feel like we executed better. We took our time. In the first half, we were speeding a little too much. We rushed shots, rushed passes, and got a lot of turnovers, and that allowed the other team to score and come back. But the second half, we just slowed it down and executed it. We won. It feels great. It's the first time I've ever done it, and I hope I can win it 3 more years.
Remember, if you have questions or comments about the show, just send me an email to this address, sportswire@henrico.k12.va.us. And you can always follow us on Twitter. I can't wait to see ya next time on Sportswire.